Hi, hello. We are Jimena and Ana Victoria from MASSIVart. I'm Ana Victoria. I'm part of the business development department. I will talk a little bit about what we do, and then Jimena will talk about one of our projects that use artificial intelligence. So let me start. MASSIVart is a creative placemaking and public art firm with more than 30 years in the. We have offices in Montreal, Toronto, and Mexico City, and we have worked in three continents: America, Europe, and Asia, in more than 10 different cities. We advise, design, and produce with the major goal of elevating the attractiveness of spaces using the transformative power of art, design, creativity, and culture, resulting in stronger and more authentic connection in between the audience and the destinations, brands, and the people who share the experience, like neighbor communities, co-workers, etc. Several years ago, we noticed that successful organizations are realizing that to stand out, they must rethink traditional advertising, promotional and design tactics, and shift their efforts to more cultural relevant initiatives. That was where we found a business opportunity. The power of art can be taken out from the spaces and contexts where we found it normally, like galleries or museums, and take it to different and unexpected places. This helps to foster new conversation, new ways of perceiving spaces and brands are relating to them. Right now, we work with real estate developers, cities and municipality, brands, museums, and cultural institutions, retailers, and hotels, and we help them to transform their space and enhance their events with amazing business results. Something that differentiates us from other creative firms is that we try to understand our clients' business objectives and KPIs. Our approach is to create projects that pairs creativity and business simply. We see every space as a wide canvas of opportunities, like to increase visitorship, to create unique placemaking, to foster stronger connection, to create memorable experience, to help the community engagement, or to increase sales and more. Uh, we are committed to promote accessibility to art, diversity, and equity in our projects by giving space and opportunity to artists from diverse backgrounds and communities. Also, we have a diverse and inclusive team with the variety of backgrounds, skills, and views. This has an incredible impact in our project. It helps us to better serve the clients and the target audience by giving them different points of views and voices from all around the globe. Our internal team is in the different offices is composed of multidisciplinary placemakers and storytellers with different professional specialties like architects, art curators, space designers, visual designers, producers, etc. And we also have a network of more than 6,000 artists that works with all kinds of art forms, from classical to new media, that makes paints, murals to installations. Also, we work with a different range of companies that help us to promote accessibility to art. We have developed projects for malls, office buildings, marketing activations, placemakings for tourist destinations, placemakings for cities, etc. Like in MASSIVart, we try to transform real estate and architecture spaces into creative destinations that both unite and excite. When we work in a retail space, we try to conceive creative and desirable destinations that attract customers and create a more memorable experience during their shopping. When we work with hotels and hospitality, we try to enhance the guest experience with distinctly customized art and creative programming or cultural programming. When we work with a residential space, we try to inject soul and a unique personality to the space. Also, when with offices, we design brand and vital and inviting, relatable work environments. We also, as I told you, we work with brands and we try to create memorable places, events, and moments with art. We do that by creating interactive installations, pop-up productions, events, uh, brands and sponsorship activation. We help them with artistic collaboration or with marketing campaign supports. Also, as I told you before, museums and exhibitions is a place when you find art normally. So when we work with this kind of cultural institutions, we try to create unconventional and engaging exhibition and experience that create new conversations or create a new way to see these conversations that are already in the media or in the social context. So let's go to the topic. Why do we promote new media art to our clients? We promote new media because it is relevant to our times. Today we are part of the digital revolution. It is something we cannot escape, and it is part of our everyday. Art is a reflection of our present and a door to our future. Artists experiment and work with what they have available. Today, technology is what is available, and technology is always evolving and is flexible. It gives them the infinity wave of expression. New media art for us refers foremost an art of sorry. New media art refers to all forms of contemporary art made or transmit using new forms or media technology. Like that includes digital art, interactive art, internet art, virtual art, and also we talk when we say digital media, we are referring to art that use robotic, artificial intelligence, video games, biotechnology, 3D printer, computer animation, like literally new media. It's always expanding, it's always changing because all days are new technologies and are invented, and the artists are exploring new ways to use all this technology to for their work. Also, like never before, companies and brands want to stay relevant, want to be an important player in the conversation, create trends, or join trends in a innovative way. No, they don't want to be like the other brands. They want to do something spectacular or different. They want to be the center of the conversation or a really important player in every conversation, no matter the topic, especially if it's related to their marketing KPIs or objectives. Is the most brands start in the media, more trends start in the media work, and technology is not only the vehicle, it's a tool, and sometimes it's also the art. The artists today come from a lot of backgrounds. Some are software engineers, mathematicians, physics, etc., and they use all this knowledge to create pieces or experience that relate to the people who's living today and who are part of this revolution, but not have a way to transmit his experience as a normal people in the world. So all these arts make them have like create this space to have this conversation and to relate with the masses and the other people that is living the same. So right now Jimena will start talking about our projects, and that was all my part. Thank you for hearing me.
Okay, so um, here in Mexico, I am the curator in MASSIVart Mexico, and we have developed or created two different projects using artificial intelligence for two different real estate clients. In 2020, Ivan Cambridge and Mira called upon MASSIVart's expertise in public art and in placemaking master planning. The mandate was to create a public art piece with the potential of becoming a cultural reference for locals and visitors. And MASSIVart was in charge of the development and coordination of a global call for artists, the curation, and the production of the landmark. It was a process that took us a year and a half, and we were involved from the ideation to the launching of the piece. We started with work sessions and interviews with the stakeholders to define the objectives and the overall art direction. Then we developed a call for artists and a communication plan. We published the call for artists and shared it with our artist network and the media. And in this case, we received over 340 submissions from all over the world. And we were very happy about that. And from those, our creative team selected 60 proposals, and in collaboration with a client, we chose four finalists. Those four artists presented their concept to the client, and based on that, the winner was selected. At early stages of the project, we envisioned a piece that would incorporate technology somehow to portray the innovative essence of the client and the development. But we did not have a specific image of the artwork in our minds. So the open call gave us the opportunity to see what artists all around the world were creating, and we were very surprised. Ouch Studio was selected as their proposal strongly represented the development and the brand's values of innovation, technology, and urban wellness. And Ouch is a new media studio from Istanbul, and the studio is a pioneer in creating paintings and sculptures through data technology and artificial intelligence. And they have a very futuristic perspective, and their projects generate an architectural dialogue with the physical and the digital or virtual space. Ouch uses technology as a medium to explore different aesthetic possibilities, and in consequence, their pieces encourage new ways of social interaction. The Eye of Mexico is the first data and artificial intelligence public art piece in Latin America. Through artificial intelligence algorithms and machine learning, various environmental and urban data from Mexico City were transformed into visuals. Those visuals are presented in a monumental sculpture located at the central plaza of the development. The sculpture is 10-meter high, it weighs 4 tons, and the anchoring structure is 8 meters under the ground. So it's a very impressive and a very challenging sculpture in terms of engineering. But as you can see, the design of the structure is part of the conceptual process, where the circle or the ring is a kind of a portal towards the future of the city and Mexico City itself. So in combination of the structure, the visuals, and also the sound art that the piece includes, we have created a place or a destination in Mexico City to generate community gatherings. So the Eye of Mexico will now become a meeting point for residents, for passerbys, for visitors, making art the protagonist of these urban interactions. The piece was launched 3 weeks ago, and the response has been amazing. We are very happy with the results. After almost 1 month, we still have impressive media coverage, and the community is truly embracing the piece. Every weekend, there is a sound show in the plaza, and last Sunday, there were almost 100 people watching it, so we are expecting it to become a true landmark of the city. And we have another project here in Mexico City with a different process for MASSIVart. The first case, the Eye of Mexico, was an open call for artists from all around the world. And the brief for this other project in Santa Fe was to promote local emerging artists. So we invited Mexican artists to collaborate with us. In early 2020, Frail, the developer, asked MASSIVart to integrate art into several spaces of their most recent project, The Summit. The Summit is an office tower with a commercial area, and MASSIVart was the responsible for the art direction, the curation, and the production of 2 large-scale art pieces for this building. The first one is a 450 square meter sculpture mural created by a Canadian artist, and the second one is a 72 square meter artwork based created with artificial intelligence for the lobby. MASSIVart reached out to Juan Pablo de la Vega to collaborate with on this new project. Juan Pablo is a Mexican visual artist specialized in new media art, and he has a background in applied maths and artificial intelligence. So the process here was that we gave him all the details about the space, the constraints, and the curatorial pillars that MASSIVart had already created for the overall art direction of the project. And then Juan Pablo put together a team of specialists to conceptualize and produce the piece. The result was Loomweave, a site-specific generative artwork, and this piece functions as an autonomous system that, through the development of artificial intelligence algorithms, gathers, groups, and sorts in real time data of the city, the neighborhood, and the building itself. Multiple variables such as temperature, wind speed, cloud coverage, humidity, mobility, earthquakes, density of green areas, among others, are transformed into a framework that generates digital drafts that are being woven in real time in this 12 by 6 meter screen. And the data is gathered from two satellites, Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2, as well as open APIs from Mexico City governments. And like in a particular story of this piece, the production was being made during COVID times. So a lot of APIs were closed or changed their focus to measure COVID data. So we had a lot of constraints, and that's why we selected those variables, because those were the ones available. And additionally, sensors were placed inside the building, and they measured light, sound, and movement. And those variables also affect the piece in real time. The visual outcome is not being controlled by the artist. The artist collected the data and developed all the algorithms, but the interpretation and the visual outcome of this process is done by the machine or the computer. So LoomWeave, or this installation, is not only a visualization of data of the city, but also the visualization of how machines interpret this data and interpret our reality. So each of the variables affect the visual outcome in some way. For example, rain and humidity creates these spots or this type of dense clouds in the fabric. The wind, for example, makes it wave to highlight the notion of fabric. Light changes the intensity of the brightness. Noise affects the texture of the thread. It makes it more or less fluffy. It looks like it absorbs or not, like the noise. For example, the moon phases. If we have a new or a full moon, the screen turns black and white. And the color palette also changes throughout the year following the seasons. And throughout the day, you can see variations of each color palette. It's more bright during the day and more dark during the night. There are changes that can be perceived every few minutes, and others that you can see the change throughout the year. So this is because the artist has in mind the functionality of the building. We have the workforce that goes to their offices every single day, but we also have the visitors that will experience the artwork just for a couple of minutes as they registered at the lobby. So we have subtle surprises for both audiences. The system gathers 8 different indicators every hour from each of the almost 7,000 boroughs in Mexico City. And the data from the immediate surroundings of the building in real time. So we have the building itself at the center of the system, then the neighborhood or the immediate surroundings of the building, and in the last layer we have the city and the almost 7,000 boroughs. So it's a lot of data that is being interpreted throughout the day. And clustering algorithms were used to create a mechanic and binary interpretation of the data in order to create the threading and threading, or the X and the Y of the wave, to give place to these visuals that were inspired by Mexican traditional fabrics or textiles. Conceptually, the artwork was born from the metaphor of the society represented as a fabric, and it shows how the interaction of every one of the members of the community contributes to the social fabric. So this piece is very complex and it has a lot of layers, but I think it's a wonderful example of how to use artificial intelligence to create art and to promote different types of connections, both with the art and both with the community itself. Yeah, thank you. I think that's it. And I don't know if I think we have a few minutes for questions or comments. If you please feel free to ask anything.